Hello and welcome to day 12 of the Great StarSeed Bliss Project. My name is Lorraine Ham of StarSeed Living. Today I've decided not to do a meditation, but I want to talk to you about where we're going, what we're doing, StarSeeds in general, and how we are here at this specific time for a great purpose. Now, I believe that we all carry the essence of the stars, that we are made of star stuff. So in that frame, that would mean that we are all seeded from the stars, or star seeds. However, I do believe that there's an energetic, that there are those among us who, on a soul level, chose a different path, that throughout the cosmos, there are humanoids that are seeded, and they're seated in different places, on different worlds, in different dimensions, in different time and space. So we have been living within the 3D matrix. Time and space exist only within the 3D matrix and sum of 4. And it is a manifestation. It is a great cosmic experiment that we all collectively have chosen to experience. We created from our conscious awareness and focus all that we see. And among us are those that would be delegated or designated as StarSeed. StarSeeds carry within them codes for the collective awakening. This is the time of the great transition. And this is a cyclical transition within the 3D matrix. However, we are done with the experiment of 3D or three-dimensional reality, and we are now in the transitional phase between 3D and 5D, and we are traversing through 4D. Now, there's a lot of other videos that talk about what that is. However, StarSeeds in particular are souls, beings that incarnated onto the earth plane, and there are more and more and more of them coming in now. So I would say probably 100% of all children being born today are of the StarSeed consciousness. Their purpose and intent for being birthed at this time in this place is to assist in the ascension of planet Earth and her inhabitants into the elevated frequencies of joy, bliss, harmony, and love, which exist in the 5D matrix. We carry codes, frequencies, and geometric tones that by their very nature are amplifying the frequencies within this space, within the laws of this 3D reality. We exist both here and there. We are the conduits by which all transforms. Now, are we any better? You know, we live in a duality reality that tries to pit one against the other. Better, I'm better. Now, we all have a purpose. We all have a job or an intended purpose. We came here to this created reality, this grand experiment, and chose to experience the incredible, vast amount of emotional states that can exist within this reality. We chose this for our and the collective greater good. And it's not even good, just the great expansion. How does one know what is bad without knowing what is good, or what is good without knowing what is bad? And to the degree within this reality, to the degree that we experience horror is to the degree that we experience joy. We knew this when we came, when we signed up for this deal. Unfortunately, there's this thing called the veil of forgetfulness, and most of us StarSeeds rail at it. However, we must come to this point within this reality in order to assist in this transition, in this great, magnificent transition. We must come to a point of forgiveness, which is what I really want to be talking about today. We, with our physical eyes, are seeing a tremendous amount of activity that in our souls we would think, in our gut, that is unforgivable. But if we ascend beyond the duality, if we allow ourselves to ponder the idea that we are all one, we are all players on a stage, we are all acting out a role, to allow the greater consciousness, the id, the spirit, the divine, the one that we all come from, to know itself more fully. I believe this to be true. And if that is true, then I, within my heart, within my soul, within my gut, need to find that within each and every being on the planet. Yes, there are souls that have chosen some very difficult paths. What we need to do now, as we move into this state, bliss cannot exist in a state of anger and fear. And in order to move this experiment, this great StarSeed Bliss project, into a state of bliss, then each one of us needs to find it within ourselves to see the bigger picture, the grander design. Do we condone the actions? Do we sit back and go, yeah, it's just part of the experiment? I don't think so. I think we expose it we bring it to light. We allow the greater knowing, the greater truth to come forward. We see the great design. We hold to love, to truth, to knowing. But we don't judge. Yes, we can discern. We can say, I'm choosing not to go down that path. I'm choosing this path. Remember, duality does not exist in the higher dimensions. So there is no right or wrong in the higher dimensions. There's only unity. So if we are to bring to culmination this grand experiment, then we need to move into a state of forgiveness for anything that we've done, for none of us that exist currently in this 3D matrix. Not a single one is free from an act that we, in our own hearts, may find unforgivable. Perhaps it's just an unkind word, and some have chosen much greater things. However, none of us can be the one to throw the first stone. Not a single one of us is without sin, and in its true meaning, that which is within opposition, that which is opposed to the truth, sin. Not a single one of us. Either collectively or individually, there are acts that we may determine to be sinful. We may condemn ourselves, believing that we're sinful. Not a single one of us is. Not a single one of us can be, ever be, in opposition to that which we are, which is love. We can have the perception, and in truth, all of this is perception. I'd like on this day of renewal and rebirth, to look at forgiveness for ourselves, not condoning, forgiving, to give up our angst over the actions of another. Each individual person, each starseed, each being will have to come to their own self and judge themselves at a time. And it would behoove us all to really come to a state of forgiveness, self-forgiveness, to give up, to stop harming ourselves over something we have no control over. For we have no control over what anyone else does. We can call attention. We can bring to light. We can speak truth. We can connect to our source and speak from our center, which is what we are called to do. We were born to do. So if you feel the need to do externally, for we all as starseeds, I'm telling you, over the last several weeks, it's been constant working at night and during the day. We are working in energy. We are birthing. We are the midwives and midmasters of Mother Earth transitioning. We are witnesses to the greatest time in our lives. We're on the precipice. And it's up to each one of us to decide, to choose, to manifest, to perceive the bliss that comes when we let go, when we stop being angry, stop fighting, stop blaming, stop pointing fingers, and we go within and we see with our true eye the truth. Thank you for listening to my ramblings today. I want to bless you today and let you know that you are loved, that we are all connected, that you are never alone. Let that sink in. There's nothing that you could have ever done or that anyone can do that can separate them from the truth. Until tomorrow, stay in the light, stay connected, and let bliss permeate your every cell.